where, once again, literally confronting evil in its pure human form, wearing a skin mask. Uh, the RTC lawyer. Good job.
Robert E. Mangle.
Yes, Robert E. Mangle. That's this is what the fight is about. It's like Mitch shows up to a protest and doesn't protest, but promotes himself. And all of these guys sit back here and talk about, you know, oh, everybody's just trying to make a buck. Everybody's just trying to do this, that, and the other thing. The protests, confronting the lawyers, getting out in public and doing this stuff has effectively shut down the number one recruitment office in all of Scientology in the whole world, guys. They're shut down. Like that's something like when we were in this year, that's something we would have never thought of like happening. Like that no body routing was happening on Hollywood Boulevard. Like what? Like
Yeah.
if they see people with cameras, like just holding up their cell phone, coming towards, they are shutting every window, they are closing every door, they are like in terror of just random people. Not even just like me and Serge. Like that's terror times a bajillion, but just random. Oh, it could just be a tourist. Like, oh, it's a church. Pew. Like, just trying to get a selfie. They think everyone is now like a YouTuber, you know, that's like coming to get them, that's gonna live stream, everything. It is amazing to me what is happening every night out there at
Mhm.
every base in Los Angeles, and it's starting to spread across the country. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
No, absolutely. And the thing is, Nora, is they cannot take questions because they cannot take a shred of scrutiny. And that's the problem. That's why we're
No.
so trying to sound the alarm, because there is no transparency where they cannot even answer any questions with a straight face to people that are on the outside, right? Because you have to be you have to be groomed, you have to be approved.
Right.
And in what world, is that a 501c? First of all, 501cs are supposed to help the general public. Yesterday I just published like this phone call that got leaked where they talk about, oh, we closed down the guest list. We really did close that down because you didn't answer us. And it's like, okay, what 501c is running a guest list that's also a hotel and a church? And it's like they have nothing other than this hoity-toityness that comes from nowhere, because it's not, they 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 want to be respected, but they don't understand that respect is earned. You don't just go pushing your weight around and telling people I'm so important because Tom Cruise is part of my buddies in my hotel. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where we are. That's literally where we are. And it's just inconceivable that, Mitch, who had a lot to say apparently about me so-called snubbing him, it's like, we have the right to not speak to anyone we don't want to speak to. It's called boundaries. It's called, we've already smelled the rat with you. It's called, if you really wanted to have done something in that protest, you could have taken it on after I was done speaking and decided to say, hey guys, I'm one of those parents. I did this. What he's saying is exactly right. We are a bunch of dead beat out of our literal mind. But they can't. They cannot help themselves, right? Like that would be a shock. That would be a shock to me. That would be a shock to you. That would actually make breaking news. As I was standing outside this courtroom, there's no
Yeah.
parent out there. There's not a
No.
single Scientology parent out there
Why would they show
protesting.
up? Why would they show up? I mean, they couldn't Surge. They being talked to by you and like trying to absorb the information download of what occurred for us as children and things like that. I mean, like I've been, talking to my own mother who I got out and, you know, trying to get her to understand certain things and you know, that kind of stuff. And it's been a lot of back and forth because she has her version of history. And, it's always multiple viewpoints, right? It's my experience versus what she remembers. And it's she said in this case kind of a thing. And, it gets to be, super emotional, super upsetting. And so sometimes I just have to like not. But I will say this, like early on, things that broke my mom was like when she would see the cadets come in from the ranch and they were dressed in those little red shirts and the khaki pants
Mhm.
and they would muster up. And one time somebody asked them for some reason in the middle of the ash show. This memory has stuck with her for 30 years. And they asked her in the middle of the kids muster up and they were like, attention, and they were doing the whole thing. And then the unit IC was like, did anyone here miss their parents? And the kids were like, no, like, like in unison. And that like destroyed my mom on the inside, that they were like getting these kids to Chinese school, not giving a shit about their own parents.
Mhm.
Right. And like she started crying, and like her, even when she'll remember that story and tell it, it makes her bawl, because like she in that moment realized that it wasn't just like the parents. Like she used to get mad like seeing people who she knew had kids. She'd be like, well, that guy's a fucking asshole, he's not taking care of his kid. But then seeing the opposite end of it, where the kids were also being programmed to just be like, well, you don't miss your parents or you're out ethics, right?
Mhm.
um that really like broke her. And I asked her one time, I'm like, why didn't you just leave? Why would you wanna be a part of a group that would do that, right? Like,
Well,
why?
unfortunately, they
It
were getting something out of it. They were
but
getting
she
something out of it.
It's like people who cherry pick the Bible. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have their favorite quotes. Everybody loves that quote, "Love is patient, love is kind," like that whole
But
thing
we
that
don't
everybody
even
gets at
have
their
that, Nora.
wedding.
That's
No,
the
but
that's the
the
problem with these people. It's like they
right.
don't have that benefit of the doubt because L. Ron Hubbard's rhetoric was applied as a technology, and it breaks my
Mhm,
heart to
mhm.
hear that the conversations with your mom still cannot have a shred of honesty or transparency. And I'm sorry to literally put her in her place. They know time, place, for an event. L. Ron Hubbard
Mhm.
did teach them that. They do know right from wrong, even though they were all warped up in their own delusions of grandeur, which is what screwed them. And it's what gives them no plausible deniability. This wasn't the Bible. This wasn't, oh, let's interpret what it says here.
Right.
It said, lock us up against our will and don't let us out.
Mhm,
That's
mhm.
what the auditor's code
Oh, yeah.
said. So it's not he said, she said, right? It's like, that's
No.
still them trying to gaslight you and be like, oh, no, you have a different memory about this or that. And it's like, no, I have the policy to say I was locked against my will for hours on end. You liked it. You got off on it. You loved
Mhm.
it. You wrote great success stories. You consented to something that you could have consented to. We're not here to question that. We don't give an
Yeah.
F. I'm not here to, well, did you like it? Did you not like? Why do we care? Why was
We
that our
don't.
problem?
And that's the point. Like we've evolved past the like, let's tell the stories. Like I was saying this today to a friend of mine, who he hasn't shared his story online. I would love to bring him on the channel. I'm trying to get him to come down to LA the weekend I'm coming, because he lives up here in the Pacific Northwest also. Because
Mm,
let's face it, Serge, there are thousands of us second gens out here who have been in the Sea Org for a stint or on staff and left,
mm,
survived somehow, to tell our stories, right? And what I said to him was two things. Um, you know, uh, there are so many of us that don't speak out, right? For various different reasons. Some of us are still in very tenuous relationships with people who are still very much in the church, who have
mhm,
relationships with ex-spouses and kids are involved in things, so that like lips are zipped, right? Because they don't want to lose custody of children. That I totally understand, because I don't
mhm,
want people to lose custody of children. That's like, forget about it. The other thing is that sometimes people are so traumatized, they cannot find that inner lion, that inner tiger to come out and talk. And as you and I both know, the most important thing on this journey is the therapy, which we were all programmed to think is evil and is going to do us in and is going to, we're all going to get lobotomized the first time we set foot in a psychiatrist's office. They're just going to pull out the ice picks and shove them in our eyeballs and then scramble our whole brain. And that's it. Of course, that doesn't happen. But when you haven't done the work and you haven't been brave enough to set foot in a therapist's office and start on that very hard journey of looking inward, dealing with the trauma, with somebody who really knows what they're doing, it,
Yeah.
it makes this what we're doing impossible, right?
Well,
Because
and
then
I
you
wouldn't
just
even
want to
say
talk about the
brave,
story,
right? I don't know
you
if it's
know.
brave, Nora, but it is. We've been put in an untenable position, right? Because all the therapy we were given resulted in such betrayal that in
Mhm,
order to be able to trust anyone else with anything, since all the data was weaponized against
mhm.
us, and I speak to that. I was an auditor at age 12. I know the inner workings of these
Yes,
disgusting, depraved role plays. That's why
yes.
I'm disgusted now. And the aftermath of it all, I couldn't be more nauseated and disgusted. Right.
Mhm.
So it's like we understand that you don't want to go to therapy. It brave for us to get there. We know how hard it was to go there. I mean,
Yeah,
and we were desperate because there was not a lot of options on the table anymore. And I know
yeah,
we've spoken about this ourselves,
yeah,
that yes, by the time they're done with you, you just want out,
yeah,
out. Like that's how you quell your emotions of this betrayal, unthinkable betrayal that happened at so many layers. And it's just like, how could my parents have put me in harm's way, full knowing they had the book? It told them to lock up their child. It taught
yeah.
them to put him in untenable power dynamics that are indefensible. Like, now as a parent, and I'm so proud of all of you parents, Nora, because it's like, y'all broke the generational cycle. Y'all
Yeah,
went through all of these horrific things, and then you decided, I'm gonna make a different MF choice. That's
yeah.
all. That's the only difference. We're not better than anybody. We're not claiming to be better than a shred of a human. But
No,
it's
I mean,
literally just
definitely
called,
not.
I'm going to make a different choice. Instead of this, I'm going to do that. That's what life gives you. Every time you wake up and every time you go to sleep, you have a choice
Yeah,
of what you're going to do next day. And that's
yeah,
who you are, your
yeah,
choices. And adults have choice and adults do consent.
yeah,
So we're trying to make it simple, stupid, so no one can play dumb. It's against your best interest to play dumb, because you know what? If you didn't want to hurt your children, then wake up to the facts. That's what it's called. It's an
yeah,
inconvenient truth. Yes. You want the truth. You can't handle the MF truth, Tom Cruise,
yeah.
and on down.
Well, yeah,
Confront
and
it.
this
Confront the
well, and
truth.
the other thing is like, we're not about this rank and rating BS that we had to put up with in the Sea Org, okay? And all of these guys who wanna, like, glom onto it and just hang on to it for dear life, like, "Well, I did this, and I was at Gold, and I sat at the same table as David Miscavige," like, nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's not what's important. It's
Mhm.
not what's important is the information that you are privy to that then can be used to address directly the problems and once again, I just have to keep repeating it. Get their 501(c)(3) status revoked and ensure that the children that are trapped inside there now get released and no more children are forced into child slave labor and human trafficked across countries, across states into servitude for Scientology. It's like it's that simple. And
And
the
last but
fact
not
that
least, Nora, though,
yeah.
it's all of those things are your run of a mill trafficking. We have
Mhm,
something
mhm.
worse that took place. We were subjected to disgusting, extreme role plays that
Yeah.
have no place on any child's Nothing. If you're under the age of 18, because I did get told it's like 18, you can join the military.
Right.
And when I think about my abuse, Nora, it's like, it's what happened to me before 18. After 18, I didn't get abused the same way. Believe you me, I had a lot better smarts. People didn't F with me the same way. When I was 12, I was fair game. When I was 12, I believed every stupidity that was pitched to me.
Right.
It's that simple.
Because
But
you're 12.
the trauma, the unthinkable stuff that's almost impossible to even think about is what happened to us when we had no power whatsoever, when we were just being thrown around and told and this and that. And it's like, and all of our parents did it to us. Like, this is like, your mom is not worse than mine, is not worse than David Miscavige, is not worse than every last mother that with a full straight face got involved with these people. And the people that they should be having a problem with is the executives they made a deal with, not us. I have a problem with Sandra Gil and Pedro Gil. They're not even my parents. I'm sorry. You didn't do anything for me other than to place me in danger full time, all the time, every day, with full impunity. I mean, Mitch Brisker really brings up that word. It's like, y'all, you did it with impunity. It said it in the book, and then you did it. You became a sadist. And who were you helping? Were you really saving a world? In what world are parents sadistically abusing kids and saving something? In a world where L. Ron Hubbard pitched them that, convicted, indicted, felon that he is and was. And it's really just that simple. That's the fact. That's literally the truth. And like you said earlier, it's like the truth have to be confronted, and it's not to hurt your feelings. Stop making it about you already.
And it's
Stop
like, if you
making it
need
about
time,
you.
if you need time to go and work out your feelings, okay, Mitch, and other people who need to clearly get some therapy and work this out, that's okay. Okay. And this isn't to say that your story isn't valid. The any pain that was caused to you during that time, no one is erasing that. Okay. And this isn't to say Mitch is a bad guy, like Mike Render's a bad guy, Claire's a bad guy. This isn't about who's good, who's bad. We're not like drawing a line in the sand about that. Okay.
And
And
we
I've
don't have
tried to
to do
make
that,
this
no, because I've been going
no, but
to the court, and you know what? That's where it gets decided. Okay, like, so what you think, what I
yes,
think is couldn't be more irrelevant,
it
and it's
doesn't
just a
matter.
literal opinion. So we just allowed to state our opinion as
Exactly.
we see things, and then they can get judged by a court of their peers. You did what? It says here in the law that you did this. Okay, where's the evidence? Where's the
Boom.
PC folder? Where's the ethics folder? And where's all the video recording? Because before they all say to play dumb, oh, I had no idea. Well, you know what? You did. So that's your problem now. You had an idea. You were collecting the information. You were reading the information. You were sharing the information. You couldn't be more implicated. It's what it's called.
Just for me, it's just the more that I hear from people who were in positions of extreme privilege and power, okay, like Mitch, this is a position of extreme privilege. That then want to like, left Scientology for whatever reason he left. We still undecided. Um, and now want to like somehow just, be like trying to explain away all the things that they did for the church as if it was, now they can look back on it with these, perfect glasses and just be like, well,
Rose
that was
colored.
embarrassing. Rose colored, that's what it is. And just be like, oh, well, this was bad and that's bad. It's like, okay, yes, that's step one. Okay, these are not good things, but also like let's go back to these moments, like the supposed like David Miscavige would be laughing, right? If he saw what we're all doing to Mike Render. Okay, let's think on that for a minute. Just this imaginary scenario. All these times that David Miscavige told you what he was doing to whom about what? What information do you actually know? You might actually know something that's really fucking valuable and helpful that could actually take him down. Like in these lawsuits where he's fucking being subpoenaed and sued right now. Like you might actually be the fly on the wall that could give real information, but instead you just want to be a fucking name dropper, like a fucking bomber in World War II, just carpet bombing everybody with all the important people in the room you were with. Like,
And let's bring
think
it
it
back to
through.
reality in actual legal adult terms, because I did learn a thing or two today when I was in court. The judge was talking about these people were working in a conspiracy. When you become part of a group that is committing criminal activity, you're already a step way far into a place where you shouldn't be. And those adult choices that you're making are what's landing you there. The amount of money that you donated while you saw kids being used to service adults, all parents knew. So it's again, it's not like, let's figure out who's this one and that one. It's like you're all in a conspiracy. So it doesn't even matter who you thought you were. And I was so senior and so junior and whatever. You fit into that conspiracy. And there's a whole org board that kind of gives you who was wearing what. And it's like not up to us. It's like, what does the org board say? Oh, look, you were here. Oh, look, you were here. Oh, look, you were a peon. And then it's called, did you donate your kids to the Sea Org? Thank you. Did you give them their passport to some executive over here? Thank you. Get me the paperwork. Let me see it. Let me see the PC folder so I can see what you were doing to that kid every single day. Everything is in writing. This couldn't be the most easiest criminal case in the whole wide world. Because again, who goes and keeps all these receipts? Nazis. Nazis say, oh, let me get your okay, what's your name? Let's write it down. Let's put it down. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's really have all the records because it's all very legal. If we record it, it's all very legal. Look, it's all legal. Look, we have this book. We have this book. We have so many books of evidence on us, as if keeping evidence on yourself is what?
No, it's ridiculous. And when you talk about the receipts of like the illegality, just today in the live that he did with Mark and the other guy, Alan Barton, Alan brought up a point. He was like, well, what happened with the whole SAG thing? Because there was like an issue with them. They started like replacing all the Scientology actors with just non-Scientologists because, you know, every once in a while, one of the big prominent Scientology actors would get declared and then they have to like reshoot the whole fucking movie again. Right. And it was costing too much money to reshoot all these movies all the time. So they just decided we're going to hire only non-Scientologists. So Tate Rupert's ex-wife, Shauna, Mitch had a problem with talking about Alexandria Potter during the live. Like, oh, you know, like, let's not mention her name, right? I didn't post that clip, but I have it. I'll post it later. You know, like, because, you know, she's a named person of interest in the Gavin Potter, David Miscavige rape trial. Grape trial and whatever. Well, I already said it. Anyway, this is live. So
we're an hour in. We're an hour in.
We'll be okay. But so he says that Shauna, she worked in like the independent office of SAG at the time. So what she did was devise a special contract for the church so that they would hire SAG actors and then use church members only as extras, not for speaking parts. And that's how they would like create this loophole to still use like Sea Org members in all the background shit. Right? Okay. So what he just explained, like he thinks he's being so clever and like, oh, we just handled that flap. We just handled it because Shauna, right? First of all, he threw Shauna under the bus. And anybody who watches this, like Shauna could get investigated for that, for like insider shit, inside SAG. And she was a super nice lady. She's not even in Scientology anymore. So apologies, Shauna. I love you. I'm sorry. But he just revealed that then they were using this loophole to pay actual actors money because they had to, because they were SAG, right? They had to pay the guild prices, but to continue using slave labor for free for all the extra parts.
Well, and meanwhile, they're having
nothing.
money to have influence over the actors because, oh, we did hire you. We did pay you really well. They're not pressed for money. They have tons of money to go throw as much as money as they can to SAG. So then, you know, they get all these special deals on the back end to really call up TikTok and be like, yeah, can you call, you know, cancel Jessica Palmadesa's account? Okay, bye. Who's doing that? Who's doing that for them? They're wielding power by being corrupt. They cannot help themselves. They literally cannot help their literal selves.
No. And this is, I mean, the whole thing that went down with TikTok and everything else. This is crazy. Like Jessica independently had, was it 1 million plus followers on
Mhm.
TikTok already before she even
Yeah.
like ventured over to like just cut just what's going on over here, and as I pointed out to most people, and this is, like I keep up with the trends. I am Gen X all the way, but I keep up with the trends because I have 4 kids, so I got to know what's the what, right? it, a lot of these TikTokers who are now YouTubers, came over because it was a trend. Scientology was trending, let's be honest. And they were like, well, let me see what's up with that. And they started, filming. And then, I'm telling you right now, and this is my advice to fucking David Miscavige and everybody else, but he won't take my advice because, he thinks I'm an SP. Um, if the Sebastian and all those other guys had come out and just done some fucking viral TikTok dance and just been like, "Yeah, what's up?" and just like grooved with them and been like
That's
super
not
cool,
reality though, Nora.
they but I'm just saying
That's
they
not
would have
reality.
just
They're not.
I
That's
know,
just not
but they would have
reality
just
though.
moved on. The TikTokers would have been like,
Look,
"These guys are
Jessica's asking
fine."
today, when Jessica's having conversations right now, she's talking about the child trafficking
I
because that's what it's
know.
called when you go there and you watch everything. All you're like, wait,
And then
what?
she know
What's
now
this?
now
Wait,
she
what's
got
that?
interested.
Wait, what's this? Wait, what's that?
Exactly.
So
Well, see, the
all of
problem
that
is
leads
they
to
fair
where we
game
are
them.
today.
I know. They fair game them
Sorry, but we're
because that's what
talking.
they do.
I don't know if am I are you
No,
hearing me?
I
Because I
can hear
think
you.
okay, we're just crisscrossing each other.
We're just we're just having a spirited, talk. But but they fair game them, right? And then that was it. They weren't gonna let go. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Well, and it's beyond that because I think like they really actually do care, Nora. They've spent the time
yeah,
now to have skin in the game for themselves. They've seen things that they're not unseeing now. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, it could have started as a trend. I couldn't agree with you more. And it got viral and it was a joke almost because it was so weird the behavior that was being exhibited
yeah,
by these people. Like if they had nothing to hide and everything was great, but they were caught bringing minors to the thing. And then they get very pressed when they get told, no, that's not okay. Like that's weird. Why are you bringing a
mhm,
16-year-old girl and keeping her there for 3 hours? I had the kids come to the street to me and be like, oh yeah, they did. And there's a high school close by. So this is imagine how long they've
mhm,
been doing this. Imagine, because before that, oh, freedom of religion, the LAPD is all aware that, oh, they're
right.
doing their thing, Christmas, we're such great people, you really need us here. And it's like, come on, it's like, again, and it's like, you cannot tell adults to not get involved because you are allowed to get involved in
Yeah.
whatever in the hell you want as an adult in this country. No one is going to question that.
No. And you and I have both said that independently over and over and over again. If 2 or more consenting adults want to pick up any of the tomes that Elron, birthed and practice that on each other in the privacy of their own home, this is America. Congratulations, you may do that. But involving your children or profiting from that or enslaving people to do that, 0 stars. That cannot happen, and it cannot be a formal religion where you are then playing the, shell game with humans and, hiding money with properties and all this other stuff that they're doing. I mean, it's just there's so many things in this, like you've mentioned, the hotels and all these things that no other religion is doing, not even Mormons who have more money than Scientology. They just erect those gigantic spirally places that they go into and it's secrets, but like, you know, they're not running hotels where they're
Scientology is like
trapping people
no
inside of
one
it.
else, and they were so proud of that. That was actually
No.
their selling point to the people. "Oh, look at all the other idiots that have religion. Like we have technology,
Yeah.
they're such idiots praying to God. That's so stupid. Like what you think you're gonna get somewhere by praying? You need the technology, and it's that level of delusional
Yeah.
whatever in the hell you could call that. It's like cognitive dissonance galore. And it's like,
Yeah.
it's extremely dangerous. It's not, and again, had they been carding people at the door, Nora, then if you and I would have been carded and everyone else was 21 and up, it sucked.
We
But you know
wouldn't
what?
have
I'm
been
not
let
gonna
in.
waste my whole life yapping about it. I might go to therapy and I might get over it. And if there was no
Yeah.
crimes committed, then it just gets written off as like, oh, I used to get degraded and locked up 9 hours against my will, and it got me off for 3 years. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just try something else. That's available for them. In what world were underage kids implicated when everyone had the books, when everyone had the drills, when everyone had access to see it all? In the course rooms, the grooming salons, where all of this, where you and I were used as kids. It's like, why would you think that this was not a good place for kids if literal kids are the ones that are teaching the courses, grooming the courses, clearing the words, whatever in the hell, like as if we were not being used to lure more minors into the hotel and into danger because they're like, oh, look, there's Serge and everybody says he's great. Let me go take a course myself. I was influenced because my grandmother was a groomer, a course supervisor, and then tons of other kids that I knew that everybody went, oh my God, they're doing the course. Oh my God, they're so special, so great. And
Right.
that's how they implicated us. And that's
Mhm.
disgusting. That is disgusting. That is abominable because they all
Yeah.
saw the course and no one saw a single red shred of red flag and be like, maybe not the kids. You know what? Maybe we all love it here. Maybe just not the kids. Maybe
Yeah.
they just should consent whenever they're ready. But meanwhile, we were used to, so people could pay. So John Travolta could go, oh, I want a little bit of time with Nora here. Let me debit $4,000 on my card. And now
Right.
Nora owes me to goo goo gaga me through these books because I really want her patience and her knowledge. And you were there like 18, 19, just like, trying to save a world. And it's like, now it's like, okay, but you were being manipulated in an unthinkable way. Like,
Yeah.
and that's why we're advocating for that. Because again, it's like,
Yeah.
I care that all of our innocence was exploited in horrific, disgusting ways. I don't care about anyone else. I don't care about any of the gossip. I don't care about any of the other adult problems. They can go sort that out for their damn selves.
Yeah. I do want to address two things, Serge. So there's a lot of super chats. I want to pull those up. Also, Mitch has been yelling in the chat. He wants to join us here on this live to defend himself. Now, Mitch, I want to just talk to you here for a moment. For realsies, not an excuse to not bring you on the live. I do have a bedtime. I get up every day before the crack of dawn for my work. So I don't have time to have an elongated, like, one-on-one discussion with you. Um,
We
you
don't want
did
the
post it,
discussions, Mitch.
the
We're
but
we're
but
we're
but
way beyond the
also, like,
discussion at
you
this
you
point.
posted you posted your thing on your community page. I will go look at that in earnest, and I will, I will go check that out. But, you open this door, and it's time for you to, a lot of people have suggested it. Um, maybe just listen. Maybe just take a moment to listen to this feedback, okay? Like, just pretend we're like your corporate bosses for a second, and we're giving you some feedback, and you just need to, like, listen and absorb the feedback, and then just don't have a clapback. That's my recommendation at this moment, is to just, like, really take it in, because
Go and
you're
do
not
something. Do
you're not
something
doing
after
a
the
good
feedback.
listener.
Do whatever you
Yeah,
think it's necessary. Whatever you
yeah,
think. We don't have anything else to say. Like literally, just go and do it. Everyone can go and do it. Like yapping, we don't need more
yeah.
yapping. We're done.
Like,
We're not. Our
we're
feelings
all
aren't
in
hurt. Believe
action
you me,
mode.
Mitch. Believe you me,
Yeah.
you're the last of our problem. We have a much bigger problem than you.
No.
Literally.
We're in action mode right now. Like, we're here to support surges at the court every day right now, focusing on all of these lawsuits that are supremely important. This is, like, unbelievable. We've got Leah's lawsuit, we've got the Gavin Potter lawsuit, we've got remind me all the lawsuits. I'm forgetting all of them, Serge. Don't let me
Well,
forget
no,
any of
and it was today was the Bixler lawsuit.
the
The
Bixler
Bixler
lawsuit. And
for
then
fair gaming,
there's
which
like
they're still
there's
doing
like
today.
5 lawsuits right now, and then Aaron's going on Friday for the assault, follow-up, correct? But
Mhm.
there's the Bixler lawsuit, Leah's lawsuit, the Potter lawsuit, and is there one more that I'm leaving off?
No.
Nope, that's it. Okay, good.
Mhm.
I got them all. All right, hooray. So this is the focus. We need to put our attention there to make sure the motion, the momentum is towards these lawsuits, and the momentum keeps going towards the protests that are actively happening and supporting the people who are protesting every night and putting the attention and the energy towards that, because that is the most important thing. That this is where the energy and everything needs to go. All right, super chats. Here we go. From Chayoko B. Thank you for your super sticker. Thank you so much. From Annie Hummingbird, also a super sticker. Thank you. Joe Cooter. I love everything about this. No one has to do anything to destroy Scientology. It will inevitably run itself into the ground. Everything that is being done just makes it happen faster. SBTV is primarily about healing the damage. Yes. We
Very
also
well said.
we also do a lot of healing here, Joe. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Um, Doctor Who Heather. Why does he know someone applied for help from the Aftermath Foundation? So unethical. These are yes. This is a very good question. Uh Chrissy Newton, I truly hope that people can get the help they need and stop seeing people as they have a hierarchy that they have gotten used to. Y'all are
Mhm.
capable of amazing things and hope you all find peace. Thank you very much for that. Chrissy, appreciate. Mitch, um, I did put this comment in here. I helped set up the test center. I had a responsibility to call bullshit on it. I don't know exactly what this means, Mitch. I also helped set up the test center when I was on the RPF. So again, we're not the same. I don't know what it means by you help set up the test center, like you designed some displays or something. I literally stuccoed the outside of that building, did the electrical, did like grunt work that I was not paid for. That
Mhm.
was literal backbreaking work. So you and I both worked on the same material building that
Mhm.
now houses slaves that are trying to get more slaves into a cult. Who cares? I don't know what
Literally.
bullshit you were calling out, but if it wasn't telling people, "Don't go in there, it's a cult." You just I left that cult and it took me 30 years, but I finally woke up. You shouldn't go in there. Listen to this guy, Serge, who's talking about what happened to him as a kid. He's telling the truth. That should be the only words out of your mouth. All right. Paralyzed to paralyze. All the rank stuff is nauseating. High level this, continental that, it's all BS. Yes, because it's all stolen valor and it's shameful. And once again, I apologize almost every stream for this. I apologize to every current and former member of our armed forces for all of that stolen valor that I wore in the costumes. Apologies. And thank you all for your service, for your actual service. Vanessa Lee, powerful tag team to expose and teach without fear. Boom. Yes, Serge and I. Double the gay, double the superpowers. Chrissy Newton says, I want to understand what you understood was saving the planet. Oh, honey, this is Serge and I will have to do a whole other life. It's kind of actually like a really big topic. We could do that because it's a very big pull on how they get you into the Sea organization on saving the planet and the guilt that they put on the kids, especially. And this is we should actually talk about it from the kid viewpoint on why the saving the planet and everything else, because it is it's dangerous.
And
It's
to me,
really
it's just
dangerous.
an unthinkable abuse of kids.
Mhm,
It's like
mhm.
they don't even deserve to be told that there's a world to save. They need to be protected so that they can find themselves, not be burdened by these disgusting adult problems that should not even be hitting their lines like they used to tell us in there.
Right. Chris Woloski. Keep going, Nora. This is so needed. And as an Australian, Miriam Francis's story hits extra hard. Hope she gets justice out here or in the US, us too. I'm a huge fan of Miriam and I'm rooting for her 100%. Uh, the one and only, again, thank you again. Let Mitch defend himself by letting him join. I think we addressed that, but that's not going to happen tonight. But thank you for the super chat. Lunar 35. Did you see the message where Mitch says he has a DA pack on Surge from the secret firsthand knowledge? Despicable. Third post on Maryland's community tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Now he wants to
revealing,
come up and really talk, and it's like it's all he speaks from every last shred side of his mouth, and that's why it's like, you know what? We don't even care what in the hell you have to say,
but
literally.
also like why say something like that? Why be like, well, I have a secret DA pack. Like, why would you even
No,
carry
no,
that
and the
around?
stupid ass secret DA pack. Let's just dispel it all for everybody. I made $1.1 million because Bob Duggan paid me $35,000 to audit his kids, of which I didn't audit. I hired Tyler Bosserman to audit kids and put him on the own time process. You would know what the own time process is. It's the only,
Yes.
probably the only process you should ever do with a child. You just go, this is the session. Let's do whatever in the hell you want. So
Yeah.
it was glorified like child babysitting. Okay, he did pay me $500 an hour. This is a billionaire that paid me $500 an hour for me to set that up. Well, wouldn't you know that 8 months later, I got fired from that job because I was blamed for not doing other more
Because
CCH. Why aren't they not
you
going
weren't
up the
sec checking the
objectives?
kids and all this other shit. Yeah.
Why are they doing this? Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's Mitch Brisker's little dead agent pack information that I shared with him openly, because at first he came and love bombed me. Oh, you're so great. Oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, I really want to help. And then I smelled a rat that he didn't want to help anybody. And he was like every one of these people that were there for decades, committing crimes against children, as if Mitch Brisker didn't groom the films that were used to normalize making us these so-called auditors of adults. So you go deal with that, Mitch
But
Brisker. Your
let me just
disgusting
say something.
film made all the minors think that, oh, we
Yeah.
did see a film and it was really fun. And okay, so we just do this with a doll now. And you're the one that did use of a doll in session. You're the one that did confessional TRs. So you're a groomer from hell. Your work could be more disgusting. So stop trying to insert yourself in the conversation if you're not going to come in with a shred of honesty, because we just have no bandwidth for that anymore. We're not kids anymore. We're adults.
We're not going to take this shit. And by the way, use of a doll in auditing, that one is the one where Danny Masterson in the film essays another doll. Like it was scripted for him to do that.
And he did that in
Mitch,
real life then, Nora.
no, but this is
The
what I'm
girl that
saying.
he
What
did
I'm
that
saying
film with,
is that he
literally he
played.
essayed her.
That's right. He
And
played a
were you
doll
not there when
that
that happened,
essays
Mitch
another
Brisker?
doll, and then Mitch directed him in how to properly do that. And then, surprise, surprise, Danny Masterson turns into a monster later after he's been literally taught how to do this
Well, and
and
surprise, surprise,
groomed and
he
all
did
these
this
other
here
things.
too. He did this here in real life. That was one of his first times that he did it.
Yeah.
Robin Alessandrini was sent across state lines to Florida. Mitch Brisker, wasn't this your set? Didn't this happen under your watch? So you couldn't be more implicated in whatever in the hell happened with Danny Masterson, right? Because that's what this is giving right about now.
So it's really, we have the receipts, Mitch. And also Serge has been open about this. This isn't like some secret. It's not
I am
some
disgusted
dark,
by all
it's
of it,
not
Mitch
some
Brisker, not
dark
like you. I'm not
secret.
here sitting here glorifying anything that I did as a child. So yes, thank you very much. Where the hell is you repudiating anything you did? Why the hell do you have to get told what in the hell you did? You're a grown-ass man. Have you no shame?
Yeah. No. It's we're over that. So no, thank you. Thank you for your super chat. AK Weather. Love the
Actually,
focus.
perfect timing. Love the focus.
We do love the focus. Joe Spring. Oh my God. Agathocological. Is that, oh my goodness. Did I say that right? That's got to be Greek. Narcissists and psychopaths rise to the top of any organization, and it's because they're willing to do things that other people won't. Just saying. That's some facts. Tampa B man. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It'll soon be here. This is very true. Thank you for that journey lyric. Fancy Nancy, thank you for your super sticker. Julia O'Connell, just for the victims. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Jessica Vincent, preach it, Surge. That's right. Thank you for your super
We
sticker.
really appreciate the support. I mean, it's the fact that we have this community supporting us that is bringing healing and hope. So thank you for holding space. Thank you for holding space. That's all that any survivor could ever ask. So thank you.
Thank you guys. Listen, I love all of you guys. I'm so excited. A week from Friday, I'm going to be in Los Angeles. I get to finally, I haven't seen, you know what I found the other day? I have to find it.
What?
I found, where did it go?
Did you find a
Before we get,
photo?
I did. Where did it go? Where did it go? I found it on my phone and I was like, what? And then I was thinking, how am I gonna use this somehow? And I have to now I have to quickly find it. But it was the photo. Let me find it.
Of the famous
So
Malibu lunch.
yes. It was the
I
photo
remember we
of the
took it.
what's that?
Yeah, I remember taking it, but I didn't have it on my phone.
Was it in my let's see here. Do. Why was I think I was, like, looking through selfies and it came up and you know how, like, Apple categorizes all these things in, like, a weird way?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, why is that in this folder? Thanks, Apple." Like, that's weird. Um, but I saw this picture and I was like, "Oh my god, look at us. We're just babies." It's not that long ago, but it does seem like forever ago, doesn't it? Like 2017. I mean, that's before or it was 2013. It was, like,
Time
before the
goes by so
pandemic.
slowly. Just to bring up another Madonna lyric. Time goes by so slowly.
Right? Right.
It's
Where
just
are you? I
slowly
had
AF.
right? Where did you go? Do. No, it's before that. That I know. It's gonna be it should be, like, right there.
Thank you, Summer.
Oh, thank you, Summer.
I'm so disappointed. I know Downtone Abby. I love your name. Downtone Abby. Literally Lisa. Now they're literally love it.
You
SK.
inspired that. You inspired that.
Well, you know what? We're we're all allowed to be inspired. Thank you,
Right?
Dawn.
Because
Thank you
yeah.
for sending love for us. We really do appreciate it. Rabbit, is Rabbit in the house? Thank you, Rabbit. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, Rabbit. Really
Oh, is
appreciate your
Rabbit
work.
here too?
Yeah,
Oh
it's a
my
party.
god.
It's a party.
It's a Surgeon Nora party. I'm gonna find this photo and I'm gonna have to post it because I had it and I don't know why I don't know what I did with it. That's so dumb. And now it's like disappeared, like the
So
chupacabra.
here's another super chat. Anne Casillas, can we have a big palette cleansers from Blah Blah Man and just send love in honor of Serge, Nora, Marilyn, and all the kids who need help? Thank you, Anne. Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Do
Yes,
that.
for sure. Thank you, Anne. And there's more. Surgeon Nora, you are just so brave. Love you from DNV 1983.
Thank
And
you, DMD.
from Marilyn, hi Marilyn, Nora and Serge. Thank you for your support and friendship. I'm here for you as well. Never shut. We know this, Marilyn. We know this, and we love you.
No
I'm
more
gonna.
cover-ups. You can shut us up. That's our literal our literal message. No more cover-ups. Y'all can shut us up.
Right?
It's just
Like, oh my
we're not gonna
god.
shut up. Like we needed people to not be shutting up when we were there. So we have to be the change we want to see. And, hopefully people can get inspired to do the right thing because I think all those under the radar people can learn that you were screwed over in unthinkable ways. And there's a lot of betrayal trauma that you have to get over, including you, Mitch Brisker. So it goes from the top on down. L. Ron Hubbard betrayed every last shred of protege that got exposed to the disgusting rhetoric he wrote. And that's the Greek tragedy right there. The tragedy is that no one was left unscathed, that everybody who L. Ron Hubbard stuck his fangs on literally has a ton of recovery to do for themselves in unthinkable ways. I don't wish what happened to my parents, the choices they made, the scam that they were put through on my literal worst enemy. I don't wish it on them. But the only way to change it is for them to actually step up and face the music of their choices, because otherwise, what message is that sending to all the parents that are now implicating their kids, that are exposing their kids to this with full knowing? So that's why all the parents are being called out, and y'all really should get together and organize your own protest and get yourselves on your own message and do the right thing. Like, that's what everybody wants to see.
Yes. And let me see if I can share this. Let me see if it'll let me do it.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to buy you time while you were doing that.
Let me see. I sent you the thing. Let's see if it'll do it. Just wanna.
Thank you, M71.
Ah!
Ah. Oh my God, you're like, that's like, I like,
Can you see
oh
that?
my God, yeah.
Look at us.
Oh,
Look at that. Look how cute we are.
oh, let me take a picture of a picture. I mean, you'll send
I
it to me,
sent it
but
to you. I sent it to you. I sent it to you. See, look how I'm so short. And there's you and Aaron. See? And you look how beautiful you are. That was baby gay me just being like, I'm trying this out. I think I can
literally,
do it.
but no, you weren't even literally out there, right?
I was like, I had just like Cameron and I were separated and I hadn't gone out on a date. I hadn't like even like nothing. Like just
Okay, okay.
literal nothing. Like, mm-mm. Oh, that's the wrong screen. That was when I made my graphic. Look at me
Oh,
using Canva, guys. I'm a professional. Wrong, wrong one. Let me stop sharing that so we're not in the matrix. Yeah.
oh my God, of course. But no, I'm glad you shared that, because you know what? It's
Yeah.
it's good to see. It's good to see the receipt. You know what I mean? It's good to see the
Yeah.
receipt that we've been looking for answers, that we've been trying to connect the dots, and we're so glad that all of you are here to witness our plight, because it's very important that we have the support, and that we show other survivors that they will be supported, and that what happened to them they didn't deserve.
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Absolutely. We got a couple more super chats and then we're going to call it a night here. Thank you, Mark. You rock. And we always keep it real, me and Serge. Electric Boogaloo. Hey, thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for your super chat. Literally love you both. We love you back. And shout out to all agents, unalive or alive. Okay. I don't know what that means.
I guess it's like dead agents, because the
Oh,
whole
right.
buzzword is being dead agents. You know what I mean? It's like, now we're being dead agents. Now we're being this. Now we're being that. Now we're being told fleas. Now we're
Right.
being told flying monkeys. I mean, we're just
Every week it's
grabbing
something new. Every
anything
I
else
didn't
but the truth. It's like, when are you going to stop going for insults and actually going for the truth? Write your overts and your withholds, time, place, form, and event. Every
Ugh.
crime you committed inside of the hotel. Turn that into an affidavit, and then go to the FBI Crimes Against Children unit and be like, hi, let me make a deal. I feel really bad about what I did right here. I will tell you everything you need to know. Everything I did under oath. You need me? I'll testify. Cut me a deal. That's how actual justice works.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, my
That's how
friend.
ethics actually work. Ethics that are not administered inside of a hotel.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to truth will out, number 1. It will always come out. And if you're on the side of truth, even if you share some guilt in that truth, being on the side of it will help you. It will help set you free. That's how it helps you set
Yes.
set you free. You
Yes.
gotta you gotta say it. You gotta be on the right side of it, and you've got to embrace taking responsibility for your part in it, even the ugly parts, not just the fun, not just the shiny parts. You gotta embrace all of it. All
Yes.
right, guys, we will have more. We always have more. We always have more. I love all of you, and we will see you on the flippity dippity. All right.
Ciao,
I'll talk to you
ciao.
guys next time.
Oh, let's see if it works. No, not for me. Oh no,
There
look.
you go, Serge.